Okay. All right. All right. What's up, everyone?
What is going on?
Right now, we are missing our third, but he will be here momentarily. Um, so before we start, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Iz.
And I am Randolph or Randoma, whichever you prefer.
Yes, sir. And today we are going to be talking about the Batman movie of 2022.
Oh man, so much to talk about in this movie.
So much,
Sheesh,
so much.
so much, man. Like it's so much. We I know we told you guys we're gonna do like multiple topics, but I'm like, I think this deserves a spot on its own. I don't know what about you is.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely a different take from most of the Batmans I knew. Like Christian Bale's Batman was very dark. I mean, granted, he's you know, what do you want? You know what I'm saying?
That I
And
mean, that's the only dark thing about him, honestly. There's his
well,
voice.
no, because remember he would also like beat everybody up,
Yeah,
no
true.
remorse. I
But I
mean,
mean,
and
like, did you see Robert Pattinson's Batman beating up like how he did on the beginning? You know?
well, he did that was a beat down, but I
Yeah.
mean that wasn't as it wasn't as he wasn't as cruel with it. It was but what made Robert's Batman even more intimidating was the fact that he was there and everybody knew he was there. They just don't know where he was. And that's a great concept of Batman that I always like. I don't know if you remember watching do you watch any of the animated DC films?
Yes. Yes.
Do you remember when Superman first like met Batman and Green Lantern and Superman absolutely floored them? Um it was in that
Which one?
same It was the one when they first meet Superman. It was the first time they all met, like Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all them. It was, I believe it's Apocalypse, Justice League Apocalypse.
Oh
That's
yes,
when you
yes, yes.
first meet. I think his name is Apocalypse, right? No, that's not his name.
It was Dark Side.
Dark Side. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's from Apocalypse, so that's his planet.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they were going against the Dark Side, or that film, is the film that they meet Superman. And
Hmm.
Batman and the Green Lantern fight him. But anyway, it was that Batman um that or it was the his character was actually um almost like a myth. Like other heroes didn't actually know if he existed or not. And I think that's the craziest way a superhero can be.
Oh yeah. Like he's the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah,
You know how it is.
right. And because like what you call when Hal Jordan was like, "Oh my gosh, you're Batman. You're the dude
Like
in
you're.
Gotham."
Yeah, it's
He's
like
like,
you're actually.
he's like, "You're real."
Yeah, you're actually for real. Like kind of like how Aquaman was like, oh wow, you're literally a bat with a cape.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. It looks like we're getting our for the full group together. The band is back
Yeah,
together.
yeah, because Rabbits has to come in and have a little grand entrance for himself, because why not?
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yo, what's up, man?
What
What's
Welcome,
up,
up? What up?
guys?
welcome to the
Sorry about
live.
that. Man, traffic was crazy.
It's been rough.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh
how do
yeah.
I?
How
Oh, there
do
we go.
I ever no ever survive? Oh, there we go.
We got him. We got him.
I believe so.
Oh, maybe, maybe not. What's going on? What's going
Yeah.
on?
So while Rabbits or Leo's figuring that out. Um, I've earlier today, I saw an Instagram post with the top movies or top Batman movies. Guess where? Well, we all know that Dark Knight, the Dark Knight trilogy, or I think I think it's Batman: The Dark Knight, landed on the very top. Um, guess where this movie, the Batman, landed?
In the 2022 one,
Yeah,
where did he land?
where do you think he landed?
I don't even know if I don't remember him landing anywhere.
The Batman landed second, like second out of all the Batman movies that's
oh,
been.
oh, rankings. Oh, dude, I thought he landed somewhere in the movie. I'm all like, did he drop down anywhere? I mean,
Superhero landing.
right, right, right. Oh, so he's the
wait.
second one, huh?
Wait, okay, so this movie landed second. Is that what you said?
Yeah, second out of all of the Batman movies. Even the Lego Batman movie was in there too. I thought that was pretty cool. Because everything is awesome.
Mm. Actually, before we get started with Leo coming in, go ahead. We are now the Nerdy Volume podcast. Welcome everybody. We're all here. We've made it. We tried to be on time, so we did it. But real life sometimes can get in the way.
Yes.
Like some people just don't know how to use their blinkers.
Bro, the line. Okay, so I get off on Charleston on the 95. Right. I get on Flamingo. Right.
Right.
So I get on Flamingo and get off Charleston. The line was from Charleston all the way to Boulder Highway entrance. It was so. I was like, dang,
wow.
this line's gonna take me a hot minute.
My goodness, Charleston's always packed though.
On the 95?
Well,
oh yeah, I guess.
That's funny because on Tuesday it wasn't. Like Tuesday I left at the same time and it was for the most part pretty chill. It wasn't bad. But today I'm like, oh, of course today. Whatever. Has to be what it has to be.
Well.
Jeez.
Well, to get you up. I mean.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Before we go on, I gotta say, spoiler alert, guys. Come on now.
I haven't spoiled anything
yet.
I haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I gotta throw that out there. For those of you who have not seen the Batman of this year, 2022, I suggest you turn back now and watch this almost 3-hour long movie, even though it doesn't feel like 3 hours long. And my wife says you are a slow driver, Leo. And yeah, you should probably watch it.
Oh, it's in the live chat. I see.
I would have driven faster if it wasn't for those people in front of me.
This is true.
It's not my fault, I swear. Hey, and I was driving aggressive too. I didn't let nobody in. I was like,
sorry.
nope, I gotta get there, but sorry, not
Sorry,
today.
I got a podcast to run,
Right?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I wonder if the podcast is buffering while we're going live.
Probably.
It shows it over here.
Yeah, so how I have it on my screen, I have the chat on my left side so I can keep track of that. And then he's the tech guy. I think we established that on the last episode.
Yeah, we did.
And then Leo is just jack of all trades,
Yep.
Master
of none, but most of the time it's better than one.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. I think that's how you should introduce yourself every episode.
Yeah.
Or should I just do that in general in life? Hi, my name is Leo. Jack of all trades, master of none, but most of the time better than master of one. It's like, wow, that's a long title. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You should see my calling card. So, yeah, let's get right into it, guys.
Get into it.
We're gonna talk about Robert Pattinson's The Batman. It's not just Batman. It's the Batman. So
2022.
you know, yeah, 2022. We don't. It's kind of weird because I'm so not used to saying it as the Batman. You don't run around saying, "Yeah, look, it's the Superman." You know, like it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't fit well with me. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we
I mean,
definitely
I've heard
drop the
people say
duh
that.
all the time.
Yeah, that's true. It could be the Superman. I was like, you're Superman? The Superman?
I'm,
Yeah, I've
I'm
heard that
decent.
before. You're the Green Lantern. Oh yeah, you're the Flash.
Well, I mean, the Green Lantern. I mean, I guess it works because they're both objects. I guess
Like I'm the Batman.
True.
like they're things, they're nouns.
The does definitely change like the overall feel. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
doesn't feel.
Yeah, it makes it like you're number one.
yeah. But that was
The official.
The
yeah,
only.
the one and
The
only.
only- Yeah.
Dang.
Great movie. You think so, Paulina? You thought it was a great movie?
It is.
I thought it was a good movie.
You know why she says it's a great movie though? Because
Zoe
you know
Kravitz.
Is she
Zoe
Edward?
Kravitz.
Is she one of the Edward fans?
she is. I was like, I was all.
I knew it. I knew it. She's Edward all the
What?
way. Screw Jacob.
Dude. What? No, I'm just kidding. Well, let's break it down then. Freaking so, I was planning on doing like tons of research, but we're probably not going to be, talking for so long. I mean, we're going to try to shorten everything down. But I want to base this off of the movies that I've seen, and I'm gonna maybe sometimes throw some of the animated films in the mix as well. Actually, Leo, before you got hopped on, I was talking about a Batman trait that I really liked was the fact that no one knew who he was or even knew if he was real as far as superheroes go. And I don't know if you remember Justice League Apocalypse or Justice League World War or whatever, and that's where Darkseid was in there, and that's where Superman first meets Batman and Green Lantern, and they fight, and Superman absolutely floors them. And right before that scene, the Green Lantern is wondering, who are you? He's like, are you a vampire? You must be the vampire of Gotham or whatever. And he's like, I didn't know you were real. I was just like, Hal Jordan didn't know if Batman was real. I was like, Hal Jordan, do you watch like Earth and a bunch of other planets in this quarter? You know what I mean? Because he has like his apparently the Green Lantern's power, or he's like a police officer, an intergalactic police officer,
Right.
and
Yeah.
he takes care of a bunch of planets in the region that he governs, and he didn't know Batman. That's crazy.
I mean, it just tells you how good he is at being incognito. Then.
Yeah. And I like that aspect because what that means, if the good guys don't even know, the bad guys definitely don't. You know what I mean? They
Right,
would
until they
never,
meet 'em.
ever- Yeah. And for those who hasn't watched the Batman 2022, I'm sorry to say, but it's Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry.
I didn't know that until I
I'm
watched
sorry.
it actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's
I'm,
Bruce.
I'm
No
with
one knew.
I'm with the rest of you. What?
It's Bruce.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
Bruce.
Yeah,
it's
he has a
Bruce.
different identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's messed up. Dude. Messed up. But
Have,
Now
you,
we now,
have you guys played any of the games, like the Arkham Asylum games, like from PS3 or PS4 or whatever?
I played a little bit of Arkham. I think the first one. I never finished it because it wasn't mine. It was a friend of mine's. A friend of mine's who owned the game. So he's like, "Oh yeah, you can borrow it. I finished it already." So, but it was fun. Fun. I enjoyed it.
I haven't played any of them.
I think
Not
my
like I didn't
sisters
want to though.
played it too. I don't. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure my sister has played it because she's a huge Batman fan. Like
Yep.
like you, like both of you are the same. Like if you go into their rooms when they were younger, right? You wouldn't know whose room was whose because they both had Batman stuff plastered everywhere. Both
Oh, really?
I'm talking about Randolph and my sister. Yeah, she
Oh,
like
wow.
she actually she took a picture about it, and we were looking at like pictures from when we were younger, and she just her entire room was just Batman everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember Randall's room was pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome. I do remember Randolph's room like that. Everything
Yeah.
the Batman,
A bat shelf.
Ranuma.
A big old bat poster.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My sister had like the bobblehead thingies, the pop heads or whatever. What are they called? Pops?
The Bob,
Pop?
the Bob. Oh yeah, Pops. Yeah.
Yeah. She had
Little
like a
pop figures.
Batman one. Yeah, she had a Batman cup. She just had a bunch of stuff. Yeah, she's a huge fan. She still is, but she's tied.
You watched it, right? She did.
I don't think she. No, she didn't. She didn't because I invited her to come with me, but she couldn't find anybody to babysit the baby, so
Bring the baby.
I missed it. I mean, I wasn't against it, but I would imagine the sound, like the loudness, might not be great for him, being that he's not even one yet. So
Yeah, plus this Batman's pretty dark too, so I mean I think it's darker than the other Batman films that are out there.
I mean, visually it was definitely darker. Hey,
Yeah, true.
is it just me or did it always rain in Gotham?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, damn, this place is always raining and never stops here.
Gotham
I
must
was
be
like,
super
dang.
humid.
Like, well,
Yeah.
it can't even be humid yet because it doesn't even give it time to get warm enough to like start it back. It's just raining. I'm like, they must have filmed this entire thing in one day because it just did not stop raining.
Very true.
I was
Like,
busting up.
Actually, time in the movie was short, wasn't it? Wasn't everything like done in like 2 weeks? I'm
Really?
in the movie timing.
Yeah.
What do you call?
I think it was. Yeah, something about that.
Maybe 2 weeks, because every single person was literally the next day he would meet him. So, yeah, I mean, well, whatever the case is. So the reason why I brought up the trait earlier about Batman,
Yeah.
not being known to the superheroes. So in this movie, the very beginning, you see the bat symbol, right? And literally everybody who's committing a crime, any kind of crime, they look into the shadow, the most darkest places, and that was supposed to intimidate them. And the fact that it was working, and those actors that, obviously they're like, oh no, I'm like, yo, this is great. This is a great intro.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
yes.
100%. I agree. I thought that was
Wow.
really awesome.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just like, good directing there. For
I mean,
sure.
yeah, for Batman, it's he just brings that level of fear,
Mhm.
He is I don't know if you guys grew up watching the animated series. He's like, I am the vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman, but he also says vengeance in the film, which is pretty nerdy cool, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, he said that, I'm vengeance. Like, oh, okay. But but
What's your name? Justice.
yeah. But the fact that everybody's looking for him in the shadows, obviously he's instilled fear in them, which is basically what he is to Gotham City. Is he's fearful, and I think he played that part. Although there's some things that kind of threw me off a little bit, but I think I know why, and I think we'll get into it pretty soon here. But one of the things that got to me is like, why was he walking down the stairs? Like, he's supposed to be stealthy. He's supposed to be a ninja. All of a sudden, you hear literally down the stairs. Like, oh, there's nothing stealthy about that, Batman. What are you doing?
Right.
You're giving up your position. So I thought he was gonna be like throwing a smoke bomb and then come out of nowhere and start beating the crap out of them. But that'd be too easy, right? No, he just comes down. Here comes Batman. I'm vengeance. Beats the crap out of that one guy. And I'm like, there's some parts where he gets hit, but the whole movie, I'm not sure if you noticed, but he has this like weird gliding thing too, where he glides and then he crashes and hurts himself. I'm like, Batman doesn't do that. That's That's so not Batman. He's not. It wasn't suave Batman. He just literally just
So
crashed.
it's funny you say that because that was passing through my mind as you were speaking right now about like him walking down the steps. So I actually really love that whole idea. Like when he goes into the Riddler's house, right? He crashes through the window and he kind of like tumbles in. He's not doing it really well, right? He's like, oh crap, and like gets back up or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's so good. It's so because you have to also remember, he's only been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Right,
what I was
he,
gonna
is,
get
he,
at.
he has not mastered his abilities of
Right.
being the Batman,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So he is still clumsy. He still doesn't know how to work his body or work like the Batman
Yeah.
persona that great, right? So I thought, yeah, that was so good. I thought that was such a great because all the other Batmans, even Dark Knight, right, for the most part, other than when he was at the beginning,
Yeah.
they were like pros. They just knew how to do their thing.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
not a
boring.
mistake.
You know,
Right.
it's just boring. Like Ben Affleck's Batman, like with all of his tech and stuff. You know, like with me,
He
it
was
was
already,
like,
yeah, he was a realized Batman.
yeah, like Robert
But-
Pattinson's Batman's more like realistic, and yeah, I get it. It's year 2 and stuff.
Yeah.
But I get that he shows vulnerability, which means that there's a lot of growth to be had, which means
Right.
that there's gonna be more sequels, and so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I thought
Hopefully.
that was I thought
It
that
was a
was
good
pretty
original
interesting.
origin.
Yeah, like I said, it was great. It was great to see that he's only been doing this for 2 years
Hmm.
and still trying to figure out how to break through a window.
You know, and
Yeah.
even that fact that you brought up that he did for 2 years. It's funny that I was going to bring that up too. Is that he hasn't met Lucian yet, or Lucian?
Lucius Fox.
Yeah. I kept saying Lucian 3 times.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna
Lotion,
change.
huh?
I don't know.
Lucian?
Lotion.
Lucian? No,
Is it-
You
Lucian.
want
Is
some
it Lucian?
lotion? You want some lotion, guys? Never mind.
Oh, go on. Go ahead. Is
And so I believe that until then, I mean, we didn't. You know, I would have been happy if they would have shown like a cameo of someone who built tech
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
However, they did not.
well,
And
like his helmet, his mask was made out of leather, right?
His
You can see the
contact.
stitching. The contact was pretty dope. But like the mask was made out of leather. It wasn't like silicone or whatever it else the other ones wore. But the mask itself, you can see the stitchings that he put in so that his mask looked Batman-ish,
Mhm.
right?
but his suit
All-
was bulletproof.
Yeah, it definitely was
Oh
much
my
better,
gosh.
Super
bulletproof.
bulletproof.
Super dope.
Better,
by the
better
way.
than the Dark Knight, because remember, if he told him, anything but a shotgun to the chest you'll be safe from. This Batman obviously could take a shotgun to the chest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
And
nothing.
he still lived. I will also to add to how you can see that he's still trying to figure himself out when he jumps off the building and starts gliding. Right? Remember, he's like trying to like, what the heck? How do I fly this thing?
Mhm.
And he's trying to make sure he doesn't crash. And then he hits, he gets caught on the railing of
Mhm.
the train, the tracks, and it catches him, and he like just tumbles and hits the ground and hits the bus and all that. It's like it's small, but it's so good because once
No,
again,
it's
it shows that he's still inexperienced, even though he's
Yeah.
been doing it 2 years. How many people can you say can jump off a freaking building and glide his way to the bottom and land a 10-point landing? Like
Right.
nobody.
yeah.
That makes sense.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like he gets like his whole his suit like just changed and it becomes like a bat.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick. But then when he landed, it was like a crash. Like it was a crash course right there. It was like boom, boom, boom. And I think they made it a point to where like, yeah, he's very vulnerable. He's still learning and stuff like that. And they even showed him walking away all busted up and stuff. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Another thing you brought up jumping down. You noticed that there was this one part where he was talking to Selena Kyle, and instead of gliding down or jumping down, he runs down the side of the the building instead with the
Yeah.
ropes.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, okay, are you afraid of jumping now, or did that happen before the jump?
No, that happened after, definitely.
Okay, yeah, I was like, yeah. That's what I thought.
Oh,
Have
also to bring up another piece of tech that he had, his Batmobile looked old school.
it was sick, wasn't
It
it?
looked old school, but I was just
It
like,
was.
okay.
I will
Oh
say,
my gosh.
I wasn't the biggest fan of the front of the Batmobile, but
Right.
the back of it was because the front looked like it was like a
regular
Camaro or
car?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like a Camaro. It didn't.
I like the
but
Camaro. That's why.
Well,
That's
I
why
mean,
I like
don't get me wrong. I love the Camaro just as much as you do, but it's supposed to be the Batmobile. The backs, once you got to the back, it's like, oh yeah, that's the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It got the
that's for
freaking
sure.
rocket freaking
Mhm.
back into it, just shoot it out. I'm like,
Yeah.
it was so
When it
good.
was
That
charging?
Batmobile was great.
When it
Yeah.
was charging, I was just like,
Mhm.
oh, okay,
Bro.
okay.
Since we're on that topic, that Batman Penguin chase scene though.
That was good.
It was great.
That was so good.
It was great. I'm still baffled that it was Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I'm like, that does not look like that guy.
Yeah, I'll just say, yo, did he gain weight for this role? That's a lot of weight. But no.
Colin Farrell was the Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very, very unnoticeable.
Wait,
Very.
what?
Yes.
Yeah, man. And the
When they had
Watcher's voice was freaking the Gordon,
Yes.
who wasn't
James-
even a commissioner yet.
No, he wasn't. That's what's pretty cool about it. He was not the commissioner.
Yeah.
He's still not, right?
I thought the commissioner was the one that gave the Batman light to him. I didn't know the Batman light just was there.
That's true. Yeah, that one's a little.
I was like, so what? What is he, a lieutenant? Lieutenant Gordon can just create a bat signal?
I guess he did, and he did it.
But I'm like,
So-
you know
I mean,
what?
why
Who cares? At this point, it doesn't matter.
I
He's a
did-
brand spanking new Batman.
Talking about the bat signal, I did like that it was pieces of its own metal that were bent to look like a bat signal
Mhm.
instead of like a piece of bat
Oh
being
yeah,
Yes.
like
Yes.
a bat symbol put on top. No, they bent the metal so it bended and it looked like the signal, so it wasn't perfect, you know.
Oh,
Also
I didn't even
signifying
realize.
once again that they're kind of he's still intro. He's not solidified yet, you know.
Yep.
So that was pretty dope too. I really like that. It's like those once again, they may be small nuances or like small things that are here and there, but if you start really paying attention, like dang, they really thought it through really well to like not make him a polished Batman,
Yeah.
right? So,
He's still growing.
that was good. Yeah.
He's still a boy.
He's still a boy.
I still like the fact that he doesn't kill. I still like the fact that he doesn't use guns. He did bring that up in the movie.
Yeah, a few
Fucking-
times.
Yeah,
Throwing some shade towards
Gordon, right?
well, throwing shade to Ben Affleck's
yeah. Ben Affleck's
Batman,
Oh.
where he's walking around with a machine gun or whatever.
Yeah.
and he's like literally
Did you
killing
know-
all of his enemies. Yo, Ben.
Do you know
I didn't
Christian
mind.
Bale told Rob to work out a way to pee in the Batman costume? That's funny. I can see that.
I did not know
'Cause
that.
once you
Did you
put
know
those suits
Christian
on,
Bale told Rob to work out a way to pee in his Batman costume? Yes.
I think I read that somewhere
Yes, he did
uh,
tell him. He did.
because
No,
his suit did not have a zipper.
he actually told Ben Affleck as well.
Yeah. Can you
Ah.
imagine being in those suits for like who knows 4 to 6 hours and just having to hold it in because it's probably like a one piece.
Right?
To
Like,
be
wait, sorry,
honest,
we
I
can't take
think-
this off.
I think his pants was a regular piece of pants.
Yeah, for the
Because-
yeah.
He's
Which
switching.
is not bad.
He's switching between his street clothes, and Batman's suit from his bicycle. I mean, or
Right.
not bicycle, excuse me, motorcycle. But
Yes. His bicycle.
yeah. But I'm just like, yo, why? I was like, does he have the suit in his bag? And I was like, how is it dodging so many bullets? I was just like,
How is his kneecap still there?
I thought the same thing, but my wife was saying no, he has it under his jacket. I'm like, oh, that makes more sense.
True.
It's like
true.
that. It looks. It may
Oh.
explain why he looked a little like big in his jackets or whatever.
True,
Like,
yeah.
I can see that.
and she's like, no, it's in his jacket. I'm like, oh, okay. Because I'm like, man, it must be a pain like running in his regular, like when he was at the club, running in
Mhm.
his regular clothes, find an empty spot. Like, okay, now let me change into my bulletproof vest.
Dude. And the Riddler. Wow.
The Riddler.
A Riddler.
Okay. I liked the character. I liked the personality. I liked I even liked the actor. I thought because the Riddler, when you think of the Riddler, you think like nerdy,
Yeah.
right? I did not like his mask. That's just my like. I was like,
It's
I
like
mean-
total opposite, right? Total opposite of what we're used to. He had the what did he had? It was like
just like an eye mask.
like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mask, right?
Yeah.
And,
Uh-huh.
and then now it's like reversed.
A
Now we can see
whole-
his eyes, but then everything else is covered.
Right.
I thought he had tape around his face.
I think he also might have had tape. I know his followers definitely had tape around their faces and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if he had tape underneath his mask as well. But I think when he killed the first guy, what was he, whatever that guy, the first guy was that he
He was
killed.
a mayor representative.
Yeah.
or
Oh yeah.
One of them.
Yeah. When he killed him, I think he was wearing plastic all over his body so that he wasn't gonna leave any DNA. Because I remember seeing plastic coming out of like the back of his head, and I think that was taped down or whatever to
Yeah.
make sure he didn't like leave any DNA or prints or
Right,
anything.
right.
But yeah, I was not a big fan of his mask.
I was angry at the fact that he didn't have a green suit.
His mask
mean-
was green.
Yeah, it was like olive green. No,
But
Olive
we could
green.
olive green. No, man, that was like
really dark green.
it was a super like military green.
Speaking of green,
Yeah,
where's your
that-
green? Where's your green, Leo?
Olive drab.
Where's your green, Leo?
So I was trying to change. Well, this is green right here. Look, I'm gonna turn this. Okay,
You can't
really
wear
see
your
it.
fans,
You can't,
Leo.
you're not wearing that light.
Can't wear your fans, Leo.
I forgot to wear green today.
Just say you have
Okay.
green underwear and you're good.
Oh wait, let me see. Yeah, I have green underwear. Never mind.
Yeah, so
Okay, all right, I believe you. I believe you.
speaking of the Riddler,
100%.
have you guys noticed towards the end of the movie where all the Riddlers came out trying to shoot at the mayor? Did you guys take a peek of that green serum? The green
Green?
serum that Batman used to all of a sudden give himself that a big old adrenaline rush to beat down that guy.
Oh
at the
yeah,
very-
yeah.
He
Steroids,
wrote his swimsuit was big. I was like, did he work out? That's how she knew. I obviously didn't pay attention. I just thought he had a really thick jacket on or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
like a jumper jacket or whatever you call those jumpers. But the green serum.
yeah. Did you guys
No,
see it?
I did.
No,
see
I
it,
did not.
But you don't remember him injecting himself because remember he was getting like knocked out. He was almost knocked out above the crowd, against the other
Yeah.
activists, and he was just like, doosh, and he's like, doo, 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 started fighting.
Oh! When Batman injected himself.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah.
Was it green?
I
It
don't
was
remember the
green.
color. I just remember that I thought it was like, oh, it's steroids.
I definitely thought it was just adrenaline. Like he
Yeah.
injected himself with adrenaline to like come back because he was getting his butt whooped.
Is
But,
there another source of what that is?
Well, I'm guessing you're going with the idea that it might be the same serum that Bane uses,
Yup.
right? Okay, that's what I
That-
thought you were going
Oh,
with.
okay. So that's
And
the
it
same one
is
that
the green
Poison
liquid.
Ivy.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy is the one that creates that, right? So it makes sense because Poison Ivy works for Wayne Corp.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he has all the resources,
Mhm.
So I think that was pretty cool that they did that.
Mm.
So Bane
see,
might be actually Bane instead of like the born in the dark kind of Bane. I wanted to
Hey,
be
that
like
was
that.
actually a really good impression.
I thank you. But no, I wanted the big old buff Bane, the one that
Right.
can break
That
his
like
back and stuff,
yeah.
you know.
The
But
big buff.
yeah,
You mean from the George Clooney Batman?
I
The
guess.
George Clooney Batman, or just like Bane from the cartoons as well, is also like that. You know,
Yeah.
Yoked.
he's got two. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got tubes everywhere, and when he
Tom
gets
Hardy's
injected,
pretty
he, like,
buff compared to Christian Bale, anyways.
right, but he's like a normal,
Buff.
Yeah,
buff.
normal kind
He
of
needs
buff.
to be
and that,
like
and that trench coat,
like
you know.
gigantic, buff.
gigantic buff.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Like,
Like,
Lou
this formed kind of buff.
like the Hulk, the guy who played the Hulk back in the 80s.
yeah, exactly, yeah, kind of like that. Yeah,
What the heck is his name? Luke.
the guy who played the Hulk. I have no idea.
What's his name? I got it right here. Oh, Lou Ferrigno. Yeah, that dude was big.
Yeah.
The Mountain
He was a big
could play Bane.
Ooh, like a transformation into the mountain.
Oh my
him
gosh,
as
the mountain.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Oh my goodness, that dude is gigantic.
Yeah.
Have
yeah.
you seen his
Gigantic.
workout? My
Gigantic.
gosh. Yeah, they should get him.
He's
He doesn't
super
even
cut
have to
now.
talk.
He
True.
is super cut now.
I know.
Well, it's hard to stay that size, man. That takes
Have
a
you
lot of
guys
work.
do you guys watch Titans on
course.
HBO Max?
Yeah.
I
Did
have
you guys
not.
did you guys
Are
see
you talking
Tim
about
Drake?
I haven't seen the third season.
Did you see Tim Drake?
Yes. Wait.
Oh.
Wait. Nope. I have not. I've only seen Dick Grayson and Jason Dodd. I've yet
The
to see Tim
actor?
Drake.
The actor that was playing so the guy in the very beginning that was supposed to beat up the other guy with the glasses. You know how he gets spared? He plays Tim Drake, or the third Robin in the series. So I'm like, are they gonna connect these guys?
What do you mean connect these guys?
Are we?
You mean
I'm
for
just
the
wondering
movie?
if they're gonna connect them. Yeah, but I think it was just a character.
Well, it's possible.
It would. Well, here's the thing though. This is me going to interject into this because Dick Grayson is the first Robin,
Mhm.
and if he's only been 2 years into the Batman,
Yeah.
right? It's gonna take a while before he even meets Dick
Yeah.
Grayson, and Dick Grayson is
Yeah.
young when he
Yeah.
becomes Robin. So this guy will be too old to play the third Robin by the time it's the
No,
third
yeah.
Robin.
I think it was just.
That's just
I
he
think it was
probably
just
like,
pretty
sweet,
cool.
I could be in Batman.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
Robin, and I'm in Batman.
Yeah, I think that was just it. Like it
That's
was
pretty
just
cool.
the same actor.
It is
But
possible because I mean all of DC is kind of connected now.
That's true.
If you
Like
haven't
the-
caught up with the Flash at all in the
Or
past
the Peacemaker.
6 Peacemaker. I didn't see the Peacemaker.
Peacemaker was good.
I gotta watch that. Yeah, no, like the Flash from the Batman or the Justice League was in the Flash
Mhm.
on TV,
On the CW Flash.
making everyone. Yep, and then that same show or that same one also linked up all the others. So like all the other films from like the DCUniverse.com. That's when they did Doom Patrol, Titans, and I forget the third one, but yeah, all of them are now connected. What sucks is that Swamp Thing is also connected, but they canceled that because it was too expensive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's all because of Arrow.
No,
All
no.
because of
Swamp
Arrow.
Thing was dumb expensive. They said
No,
that
I
they
mean-
were literally
No,
reenacting or recreating a bayou in the South.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, I can
No,
see
I-
that being super.
Yeah, that could be expensive.
That's a pretty penny right there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think Randolph meant that because Arrow was such a success and then Flash was a success, that all these connections is due to Arrow's success as a show.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And
Yeah, that makes
definitely,
sense.
I agree. Arrow
For
was
sure.
freaking great.
Like he
Arrow's
created
great
his own
too.
Arrowverse. Like
Yeah.
holy crap! Like
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah.
But
Um.
Batman doesn't exist in that universe. It's kind of sad. Batwoman does
Yes.
though. Wait, no,
You have Batwoman.
Batwoman didn't exist in the same universe, but now their universe is collapsed.
So now she does.
So now she does, or now
So
he does.
technically, Batman.
Batman
technically,
does exist,
Batman
yeah.
does exist.
Yeah.
You can't have a Batwoman without Batman.
That is true, especially if they're related. You know, like all of the tech is literally from him.
Wayne. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wayne's Enterprise. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the Riddler. The Riddler in this film was actually very good. I just didn't like how psychotic he was. But the Riddler that I know is a dude that's always like in a suit with a hat with a bunch of question marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and he looks like creepy and stuff like that. But this guy looked like I guess today's creepy, going live on and killing people, even though in the name of corruption or whatever. Crazy, bro, crazy. And I was just like, I really like this Riddler to Robert Pattinson's Batman. Where
Yeah.
yeah, because he intimidates. And the craziest twist was the fact that everybody called them, or the activists that worked with the Riddler all called themselves what? Vengeance. Yo. I gotta say, like, I really love the way that they wrote these, because like even the Heath Ledger Batman, or one with Heath Ledger in it, the second one, they made like Batman had to make such difficult choices, and they had to leave it to the people, right? So you remember when there was two ships on the sea, and
Yep.
And the Joker told Batman to pick one.
Yeah.
And he had, what is it, inmates and then civilians, and none of them they didn't want to do it because they're just like, dude, that's messed up, and essentially,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I was just like, that's crazy, because it shows human nature can also be kind, and that's one way of making Batman who he is. So in this film, you remember when, like, dude, when all the vans went out, I was just like, yo, where do they live? I'm just like, all this water. I'm like, yo, they're done. I'm thinking in my head.
Oh, that rain.
Yeah, but they're do you see the community helping each other? I was like, there's no doubt in my mind that community would have helped each other. I just don't see where it was like there was a lot of just like, the Bat had to go handle the guys up on the trusts, and he fell down. Now he's gonna help the people. Like, he ain't never gonna stop. Like, I think it showed his resilience toward the people and towards his mission, and I really do respect that about the movie. And that's probably, so yeah, like the high points of the movie for me was the intimidation factor that he gives just from having his signal out, his resilience to finding a culprit and helping the people at the same time. Like, he never stopped, and those were two high points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's. Go ahead.
Is that the same for you too, Leo?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So for me, it was more of like he's on the right track of being a little bit more stealthier. I can't wait till he figures out, like probably year 3 or 4, how to just like come down from like a statue and just grab him and beat him up and stuff. Another thing was, people seem to forget that he's the greatest detective. So
Right.
watching him work that way, with Riddler's,
Clues. Riddles.
like all of his clues and riddles and stuff, it's a different kind of, aspect and perspective that we have been used to as Batman. Everybody else is like, oh, crime fighting, tactics, heavy machinery, beating people up,
Yeah.
and whatever, and yelling in dark voices. But dude, like the very first, I think the second scene where he comes in and starts looking at clues, like that's how he is. He
Yeah.
comes in, he's so quiet, he's just taking everything in, noticing all the clues that's on the floor, the boy that was crying and stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is Batman right here. This is the Batman that I know. Like, no, like no offense to Ben Affleck. I think honestly, I just think Ben Affleck is just his Batman is just the old Batman that just doesn't give a crap anymore and just starts wanting to kill everybody all of a sudden. And so
Flashpoint. He's a Flashpoint Batman.
yeah,
True.
he turned into
Actually,
the Thomas
Flashpoint would be
Wayne.
Thomas Wayne, right? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, the Thomas Wayne. But he just turned into the old Bruce Wayne where he just doesn't care anymore. But like this Batman, like, dude, dark, vengeance, shadow,
And he's hella
detective.
bumbly too.
Yeah, like I just can't wait to see what they do with it. Like they established a really good background on him. I just want to I just can't wait to see what they do with it.
Yeah. I think for like, I feel bad for Ben Affleck because I don't think it's his fault. I think it's poor writing that
True.
really that's really screwed
Very
him
true.
up. Right? Definitely this one was written way better, right? Batman
Totally.
versus Superman, I can tell you that I don't remember anything of Batman versus Superman. I remember falling asleep through Batman versus Superman, and then falling asleep during the Justice League the first time, not the Zack
The long one?
The 4 hour
yeah.
one.
Yeah, that one was actually, I was like, oh, this is actually much better.
It was
Finally,
excellent.
this is what you should have done the
Yeah,
first
I
time,
know.
right?
But he didn't
'Cause I felt-
because his
It was the
his
other guy.
daughter
The other
passed
guy.
away. Yeah.
Well, no,
Zack
and
Snyder
the
tapped
other,
out. Yeah.
well, and the other guy was the one in charge, anyways. So
Oh,
it
was
was
it?
his
Oh.
guy, one way or the other.
Josh
Right.
Whedon, something like that.
Yeah, whatever his name is. But yeah, so I will blame some of the poorness of Ben Affleck's Batman to definitely poor writing, right? And there was no Batman film; it was Batman versus Superman,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right?
true.
There was no way for him to be established.
Yeah.
One thing that I've said many freaking times already is that Marvel knows how to do it right. They establish the hero, and then brings them together,
Mhm.
so that there is something to understand, there's something to root for, and all this stuff, right? DC has not done that right with the Justice League, in my opinion. Right? They did Batman vs Superman, then the Justice League. Oh, well, did they do
Aquaman.
Wonder Woman? No, did they do Wonder Woman before Justice League?
Yes.
Yes.
So at least they did that. They did her correctly,
Mhm.
which was a great movie, right?
Yep.
We were all like, "Dang, Wonder Woman, let's go!"
And
Mhm.
Aquaman too. Aquaman was a good movie.
Aquaman was good. It was
Aquaman
okay.
was after Justice League though.
But it was after the Justice League, exactly.
Mhm.
Right? So, but that's my point. It's like, why are you bringing the Justice League first before we can even feel something for these
Right.
heroes?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Flash hasn't even had a movie yet. We're waiting on that to happen, right? So,
Mhm.
Yeah, I got pushed
Uh,
back. Got
yeah,
pushed
I
back
mean,
again.
thanks a lot, COVID. but so that's my argument towards the Ben Affleck. He wasn't
Yeah.
given the opportunity to be a good Batman because statistically speaking, Ben Affleck's body type and everything fits the Batman the best from all the Batmans that have been around. Like if you look at Batman's body type and then compare it to all the actors who have played him, Ben Affleck is the best body type, right? He has the broad shoulders. He's I think as tall, if not just a little bit shorter than the original Batman, the cartoon, right? So he fits that character better, but it's not the writing. The writing wasn't that great, but I did like this one. I enjoyed it. I do have obviously negatives because who am I if I'm not critiquing something?
Oh,
Exactly.
snaps.
Exactly. I have
But-
speaking of negatives, I don't have a lot, but the ones that are the ones that fell negative to me actually played a big part, you know what I mean? I want to say like I didn't like how Bruce was in the light, Bruce was this dude that looked like he was suffering from like
That boy looked like he was
a
on
shut-in.
crack.
He was like a shut-in. I'm all like, yo, why aren't you looking
Thank
completely
you.
amazing? And
Thank
like,
you.
you know,
Yeah, he was
charming.
He
He's
was
supposed
not
to be
Bruce
charming.
Wayne.
I was just like, but you know, he's probably still brooding. I was just like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really watched all of Gotham. I think I only watched up to 2 seasons, but you can see his transition from a kid to adulthood, and he didn't look like that in public. You know what I mean? And I remember when all the cops saw him in the funeral, they're like, "Oh, Mr. Wayne, hey, Mr. Wayne,"
And he was like
then-
cold.
yeah, and he was just like, "I'm a bat underneath, but you will never know." You know,
I think we can figure that out with your attitude right
you
now.
know. So yeah, right. And so that was the very, very low point for me in the movie. I'm just all like, bro, what is that? What kind of Bruce is this? I was just
I
like, people
know.
like Bruce. People
Right.
like Bruce, or at least people respect Bruce. But they put respect into the part where he's actually stupid rich. Be like, oh,
Right.
yeah, that dude's, yeah, he's rich.
But not that he's done anything for the city.
right.
Right. It's just his name. Wayne is what they respect.
Yeah.
But and probably even you can even say pity him, right? Because he lost his parents, right? So there's still a little bit of that pity. I will like that. I loved this Batman. Hated this Bruce Wayne.
Same.
And for that exact same reason, I was sitting there watching this, and I'm just thinking to myself, Bruce Wayne is a playboy, right? He goes around in his Lambo. He's got girls on Well,
Yeah.
I mean nowadays probably he can't do that because it'd be like, oh, you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. But
if they did that
look,
for that reason, I'm so mad. I'm so
Right.
mad if that was the case.
right. I mean, I
He's a
agree,
billionaire.
100%.
It's real life.
And it's his character. It is who Bruce Wayne is. Everybody wants to be around Bruce Wayne. Everybody loves Bruce Wayne. Everybody,
Right.
like
And Bruce Wayne pays his employees,
he's
right?
charming. Yeah, right. He's charming. He's somebody that just fills the room.
Mhm, mhm.
And this Bruce Wayne, like you said, he looked like he was tortured. And I mean, he had bags deeper. He had bags going from all the way to the back of his skull. That's
Right.
how deep those bags
His
were.
hair was unkept. His hair
Yeah,
was unkept.
He looked like he just woke up from the side of the road. Okay.
Mhm.
So this Bruce Wayne was a disappointment to me. Even if you didn't want to include that he can have women and all that stuff. Even if you didn't want to include him, he still didn't need to look like he was a crackhead. Right? He could have still
Thank
been
you.
charming and rich and all these things
He
and
coulda
be
combed his
like
hair.
I know, right?
simply just comb his hair and
If
we
he had
would've
combed
been-
his hair, I would have accepted that brooding Batman. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
Right.
bro, you look like a dude that was bullied. He looked like he
Yep.
was bullied.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's
I-
no
and-
way.
I will throw this too because it's only been 2 years, but I will say also, although he was good as Batman, he looked hella scrawny for
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne. He looked like I'm like, man, you're really small. I'm pretty sure you're ripped right now because you have to play the part,
Right.
but you look small. You don't look like you are Batman yet. And it could be because it's only been 2 years, so I'm going to give it to that. But that was my only complaint of maybe the Batman / Bruce Wayne situation was that he looked scrawny.
I
Mhm.
agree. I have to
Mhm.
agree with you fully. I mean, we're so used to Val Kilmer was a great Bruce Wayne. Come on now. I know he played Batman one time, but to me, I think
That's
Michael
my wife's
Keaton-
favorite.
Val Kilmer.
Wait, is it Val Kilmer?
Val
I like
Kilmer's
Michael
Batman
Keaton.
forever.
Michael Keaton is my favorite Bruce Wayne.
Let's see, Val.
Val Kilmer, is
Kilmer
Batman
wasn't-
forever.
Yeah, Batman Forever. Because
That's
Batman
the one
Forever
where
was-
Seal sang on it.
No.
Seal sang on
No.
that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Sorry, the other one. The one with the Joker, with Nick.
Jack
Nicholas-
Nicholson. Or
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson. That is Michael Keaton's Batman.
That's Michael Keaton. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's her favorite.
That's my favorite Bruce Wayne. Christian Bale's my second favorite Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I think both of them did a great job being Bruce Waynes. They played the part of yeah, you know,
Yeah.
acting arrogant, acting
Yes.
the complete opposite of not humbled, right? He is not a humbling person. He needs to play the part of being that rich dude. He needs to be the part of, oh, people love him because he has his money, but people also hate him because he's rich, right? And that way nobody will ever suspect that
He's
you're
Batman.
that you could be Batman, because Batman looks like he's a very humbling guy for the most part. You know, he's saving people's lives all the time. You know, he doesn't look like he's a happy dude. And if you're rich, why would you even be spending? Why would you, if you're rich, why would you even try to be saving people's lives and risking
Right.
your own?
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I was like, man, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna like talk about how I didn't like Bruce Wayne, and I hope the other guys don't, that they feel the same way, because if I'm the only crazy person talking about Bruce Wayne not being who I would perceive him to be, then I'm gonna be like, dang, my bad, guys.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I'm glad it wasn't that way.
like in the beginning of the movie when he took the cowl and he had black over his eyes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, this guy looking like he's Edward Scissorhands all of a sudden. Like, why?
I I didn't think of that,
That's-
but it's a great
Oh
observation.
man,
That's funny.
I
That
don't
is
know.
funny.
It was. I mean, yeah, Bruce Wayne is terrible for me, but luckily for me, I was enjoying the movie with the Batman
Yeah.
being in the movie 80% of the time, which is good. So
Yeah.
And shout out to
Yeah.
Penguin and Colin Farrell and the Watcher. I'm just saying, yo, that's tight. Okay.
Yo, Penguin was good. I liked him a lot. My probably one of my favorite scenes was the scene where Batman and
Catwoman.
Gordon are interrogating the Penguin,
Mhm.
and he's like, you're the bird, and he's like, bro, this person didn't even write this right. Like, what are we talking about? This is not me.
No.
It's like what it's like the bird, right, in Spanish. And I'm like, okay, that whole scene was just funny. I thought it was great. And then he's like, you think he made a mistake? And I'm just thinking to myself, he's the Riddler. The Riddler never makes mistakes. He writes everything on purpose,
Mhm.
right? So that the Penguin like figured that out before them two did. It's like, you guys got the wrong dude. You guys are dumb.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang.
And then just leave him. He's like, are you gonna? Is somebody gonna take me home?
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
no, okay.
Yeah.
He starts
that's,
walking like a penguin.
that's my
Yeah.
second. That's my second low point and final low point is how Batman was. He was beaten many a times in his detective work. He obviously hasn't met someone that could do damage to this nature within the 2 years. So I believe Riddler is kind of like the person that opens up, like, yo, this guy, he did two things over my head. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really see his detective work yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the
Yeah.
beginning, he's still trying to, do his Batman fighting chops. And his fighting isn't that great right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, so this movie had a rough time, or not the movie, but the Batman had a rough time throughout this whole movie. And the fact that I'm glad that we all remember the fact that they said, oh yeah, he's only been Batman for 2 years, that really
Yeah.
helps build the rest of the character should they go for another sequel. I really liked the film. I thought they did really good on how to write the Batman. I didn't think they did great writing Bruce.
True.
I also didn't think
Yeah,
they
Bruce.
wrote that well that the Joker was like literally 2 steps ahead of Batman. I mean, granted,
Riddler.
yeah, the Riddler, yeah,
Riddler?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say the Joker? My bad.
Yeah.
He comes later on in the film, like at the very end.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? So you guys say it's the Joker, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my wife said too. She's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's the Joker." I, for whatever reason, probably because his face was so disfigured, I'm like, "Oh, it's Two-Face."
I thought
But
that
my-
too.
I thought that at first, but then my wife made a good point. It's like, when have you ever known Two-Face to be like cackling? He's a very serious dude,
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
and I'm like, oh, you might be right. It could be the Joker. I could see that, but
Mhm.
I definitely thought it was Two-Face at first
Yeah,
because his face was
It's-
disfigured
it's messed up.
as far as you could tell. Right,
Yeah, but I
So-
saw his hair kind of just like kind of
Right.
hawkish, and I'm just
right,
like,
and that also made me think it was Two-Face. The hair,
Mm.
because it's like all fringed up because
Mhm,
of the acid or
mhm.
whatever. So I'm like, oh, it's got to be Two-Face, man. This
Mhm.
is like, and you can only see one side of his face. You don't see both sides, right?
it
To,
could
like,
be Scarecrow,
yeah, it could be. It could be.
but
Oh.
you know, yeah, there's so many things about it. But obviously,
it's-
you know, I think we can all agree that this movie was pretty good. But it seems like we have to wrap up. It's been a minute. We didn't really talk about everything we wanted to. But I'm gonna give my grade. I believe the grade that I give the Batman movie of 2022. I'm gonna give that movie a C plus.
Ooh,
Wow.
I'm giving it an
Wow.
A. I'm giving it an A.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
What about you, Leo?
Okay, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it a B minus.
We're gonna have some talk after this.
I'm gonna give it a B minus.
Mm.
There were a few other things that were kind of bugging me, like how slow Batman was talking, and I did not like the Catwoman's mask because it was just a hoodie. But yeah, other than that,
All
I
right.
thought everything else was, and obviously Bruce Wayne being the way he
Bruce.
was,
For sure.
but Batman for the most part was great. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up this episode. All of our links are going to be down below in the description, and also listen to us on Anchor FM. I don't know when we're going to put that in yet because we don't have a timeline or have established for that. But please look
Yeah.
out for that. Add us on Discord as well.
Yeah, the Discord. Put it down there at the bottom. Description. Hit it up. Let's talk.
All right, everybody. Peace.
All right.